Hi. Hi, everyone. Hello. Okay. Hi, Alicia. Reg Bear. Okay, let me go to the top. Let me go here. Okay. Leia, Norwegian Wood, EV, BTS 7 plus 1. BTS 7 plus 1, I messaged you. I DM'd you on Discord. EV, Norwegian Wood, Marie, Sarah, Read Books, Carla Girl, Reg Bear, Andy, um, mm, where was I? Oh, okay. Norwegian was Cindy, OSP, Robin Carr, Maritz. Oh, I'm seeing the names of the people I'm going to be seeing in Vegas. Taryn, A Brown, Carla Girl, Jolie, OSP, Carol, Norwegian Wood, Evie, Bomac, Angel Star, Bang Luna, Lisa Parker, Seda, Courtney, Helene. Is Fairy Lane late? Was I late? Was I super late? I wasn't really like a minute, right? Evie, Jolie. I was trying to coax my dog out of the bed and he wouldn't budge. Cindy, BTS 7 plus 1, Evie, Alicia, Angel Star, Alta 4444, Mama Ja, Dawn, Newbie, Rani, iCarmi, Nigma Price, Hanako Grace, Pia. I'm already seeing a lot of questions about the tour. I'll answer some of them. There were actually a lot who posted questions on the video that I posted this morning. Okay, my dog is finally out. He decided he's going to grace us with his presence. Okay, come here. Okay, okay, okay. All right. You say hi. Say hi, hi, hi. Hi. Hello. Hello, everybody. Here are my ears. Hello. Okay. All right, baby. Okay. Okay, where was I? Minute. Okay. Andy Big Night. Pia. Carol Faye. Hanako Grace. Okay. Sin How. Sandy Lee Seda. EGX136. Beth Davidson. Carla Girl. Leah. Consuelo Melanie. Christy, Sylvia, MLB, Becca, Doll Baby, Misha, Evie, BTS Eden, Norwegian Wood, Michelle. Michelle is saying hi to you. Oh, everybody's saying hi to you. Lindsay, MG, If, Z, Arashi, where is the privacy? Ah, that doesn't exist nowadays. Joe6159, Cindy Edwards, Kez M, Nurea, Carmen, Evie, Queen's Rose, the Queen of Vegas, J Chili, oh hello, CMB, Lachi, Molala, I am Claudia, Patty Berg, Lara, Kay, Inoka, Fat Bottom Girls Rock, Rani, Newbie Love of BTS, Christina, Freeburn, Elizar, Carla Girl, Salmar, Halinaw, Day of 99, Celeste, Norwegian Wood, Saskia, Share Your Love, BTS 7 plus 1, Lachi, MZ Mohammed, Okay, Lee, Evie. Wow, there's a lot of people here. Why? What's with my cover? What did I put on my cover? My thumbnail. Sherry, Elisa Pulido from the Philippines. Christy. Okay, hi there, saying hi to you, baby. Cindy. Okay. I think I've said hi to everybody. Robin, Car, Newbie, Carla, Girl, Sylvia, Lindsay. Hi, Poppy. They're saying hi. Farah, Newbie. Okay. Maritz. Okay. I think I said. Oh, Lorena is on Twitch. Evie is on Twitch. Icebox, MJD, Andy Jenkins, Norwegian Wood, Celeste. I wish I could go to Vegas and one fine day. Lorena is on Twitch. Curious Harlow, Shishi. Why are there so many new people here? Wait, or you've been here but you just haven't said hi. Is that what happened? Okay. Norwegian, Letitia. Wait, did I message you? BTS 7. Okay, Samantha, CMB, Queens Road, Norwegian. Okay, Carol, 5GS, BTS Forever, Lily, Lisa Parker, Sherry, Jasmine. Okay. CMB family, Seal. All right. So what is on my thumbnail? Why are there so many new names? Okay, we're excited for the concert. Well, we are too. Um so we are definitely so for everybody. So okay. Even I'm so excited, I don't know what to say. I have a question about the global and US membership. Hopefully you will know. Okay, go ahead and ask your question. So, early BTS tick. Okay. That's what I put. All right. Okay. So yes, we do have tickets for Vegas and for LA. So we got it through a suite. So if you can buy a suite in advance and that goes directly you go directly to the venue. It's pretty expensive. It's not for everybody, but so are floor tickets. so so that's how we got it. So we've been doing it for the idea actually started with Bang Luna. She's here, I think. So that came about first with J Hope's concert. When we Bang Luna suggested she was gonna get a suite in Texas, and I thought that's a great idea. Why don't I try that for LA as well, which we did, and we got enough people for one suite. But you do have to pay for the entire suite for those that are not familiar. So I'm gonna show you the suite that we have, or a suite. Okay. Wait a minute. Let me my dog is like, okay. Oh wait. Wait. Still waiting for the seating chart in Toronto. Okay, so some people are also working out for Toronto. All the sweets prices are going up. Sweets nationwide are now increasing their prices. Correct. And so that is why we usually do it early. We're really waiting for the venue. And most of the time, we kind of know the venue. It's just that the venue won't release the sweets unless it has already been released, like it has already been announced. And so even though we're willing to, for example, buy rent the suite already, we can't because the suite they're waiting for that. So the venue is actually waiting for the announcement before they release it. So here I'm gonna show you um how do I do this with this site? Maybe if I share. No, no. Okay. Maybe if you do this, let me see. Okay. You see it, right? Okay, I'm gonna get out of the way. Oh no, I don't have to get out of the way, maybe. Um, so here, Okay, so this is, for example, this is one of the usually the venues will give you exactly what you're going to be looking at when you rent a suite. And so this is one of the suites that we found. That's exactly what you're going to be looking at. Like that's your distance between here and between you and the stage. So that's what you're, since it's going to be a 360 stage, they're going to be right smack in the middle, which makes this location perfect. So this specific one, you can actually go 360 view and see like that is where we're going to be staying. So there you go. That's the suite. So that's where you're going to be sitting at. And then right outside this room, if you hit back, right outside your room, you can already where is that? Okay. Plan no, that's not it. Stadium Allegiant. Okay, so there is a premium seating. There you go. So you're still seeing what I'm seeing? Okay, you can still see. Hi, newbie. Thank you, newbie. I have global membership, but I live in the US. Do you think I will need to get US membership too? So we don't know. I will premise my answer by saying we don't know if they're going to be changing any rule, uh, with this tour. So let me premise my answer with that. Now, my answer to your question is based on J Hope and Jin's concert. You do need US membership, even if you already live in the US. So they require US membership, an address, and a phone number in the US. So there's your answer. Now, if they change it, they could, because prior to Jin and J Hope, they did not require US membership for anybody who wants to watch a concert in the US. They only required it starting with J Hope and then with Jin. So I would suggest you get one just to avoid, because do remember during ticketing, it's gonna go fast. You won't even have the time to choose your second option. Like if you're looking at the map or if you're looking at anything to buy, basically, whatever you land first is what I would suggest you buy because you won't have the opportunity to choose. So what I usually do, if you're allowed four, I usually buy two first, and that guarantees me. And then I just choose whatever is on top. So I look at the side. I mentioned this before. I kind of memorize the seating. At least I have it like a rough idea in my head. Like, okay, these are the sections that are acceptable to me. And as soon as I see them on my right side, I don't look at the map. I see them on the right side, then I just go for the lowest row possible and then I buy that. And then I go back in queue and see if I can choose any seats. Now, it has already happened to me where my first choice sucked and then my second choice actually was ended up being better because sometimes people let go of their whatever of the tickets or whatever. So I actually ended up buying a so during J Hope's concert, no, was it J Hope? No, sorry, Jin's concert, my first attempt, I got, I think, I got like a seated in the regular seating. It wasn't actually bad. It was still really, really good. But I was hoping for a VIP. And so I bought the first set on the regular seating, lower box. And then I went back in and just kept on like going back in. I just kept on refreshing, I think. And I was like, okay, I like my seat. It's not bad at all. And then for some reason, someone let go of one VIP ticket. And I was just looking for one. And so it was way easier for me. So I was able to get. So, okay, that was a longer answer to. So, but that is my answer to your question. We don't know if they're going to change the rules, but my suggestion is if you can afford it financially and if you don't have any, for you to not have any problem, just get a US membership. Okay. Um, okay, so for I was going to through the stadium. Okay, going back to the stadium. If you have any questions, I can't see them right now, so you're gonna have to re-ask them once I'm done with showing the stadium. So, premium seating, for example, share this tab. Okay. Okay. Share this tab instead. All right. So, like, there are different types of seating options. There are different types of uh there you go. There are different types of uh suites. So this is one of them. That's one of them. So this one is a little higher than the one that we got. Um, Much nicer seats though, but it's above 200 level. So, but still, I mean, we've actually tried having 200 level suites, and it was still good. And you can see the entire stage, which is a little like it's a different experience altogether. So that's one of the suites that they have. So you can actually purchase those early. You can get in touch with the venues directly and ask them for details. Now, for the bigger cities like Vegas and LA, Chicago, New York, they're probably out by now. Usually it happens the same day. The only problem with this is that you're gonna have to, if you want suites, you're gonna, because they go fast, you're gonna have to commit the moment that you talk to the salesperson. If you can ever get the salesperson on the phone, you're gonna have to commit right there and then. You can't wait. If you wait one more hour and it's gone. And of course, you're gonna have to understand the salesperson that they just want to sell it. So whoever pays in full first is who's going to get it. So you cannot wait. You can't. So that is actually one of the lessons that we learned. So we have suites in Vegas, but we were looking for one more. And is Nancy here? So last night, just my God. So we needed to pay, of course. As I've said, we had to pay immediately, and it's usually in full. Okay, so you'll have to pay in full. So we needed to pay first thing in the morning, and so we were trying to gather the funds, right, from everybody else who's going to. So Nancy and I and several others on Discord, we were up until 7 a.m. That's probably why she's not in this live stream because she's sleeping. Because we were trying to just have people transfer the funds because we're gonna have to pay, and it's not that's a lot of money. I mean, for you to charge that on your card, you're gonna yeah. So so we were up until 7 a.m. just trying to get everything so that first thing in the morning when the salesperson goes into the office, he'll have everything that I will have everything that he would need. So that was an experience. Now, the other thing that we were learning, so we wanted to get another suite because we have enough people for I think one more suite, but we waited too long. And when I say too long, we waited the entire morning today and it was gone. So you cannot wait. You're just gonna have to commit and pray that you're gonna and it's always, and I mean, if it is BTS, there will always be enough people to want it. Now, the good thing about our community is that we don't charge anybody. We don't earn from this. Like Nancy and I and everybody else in that group, and there were two other people, like Amy and Lori. There were other people who got sweets. We're not earning from it. So Seda said, I'm trying to get a suite in Toronto, have requested online directly from the venue, but there are other sites that say they also rent suites in your experience. Is that safe? Okay, I'll answer that question. And everything is very visible. Like we share everything all the communications and receipt with that we're having with the salesperson. So we really are not earning. We just really want other armies to get the opportunity to enjoy. And the advantage of having a suite is that, especially if you're like, if you have health sensibilities, if your sensitivities, if you have issues with that, or you have, or if you just want something more comfortable, then that's a good way for you to watch the concert because there's very limited people in one suite. The suite that we got in Vegas, you actually have your own restroom, so you're not sharing it with like the with 2,000 other people. And then one of the two suites that we got, we it's actually so m- food is included. So that's the only thing that you need to remember if you do want to get a suite. You need to pay for the entire suite and you need to do it fast. The moment that you call, get it because you won't have time to wait. How do you contact people once you've secured a suite for payment? So the Patreon community is great. That's really our home, sort of Patreon. We do create, like for example, we have WhatsApp and we have Discord, but only because we need something faster in terms of communication. And um, Patreon is not designed for that, but at least for Discord, for example, it's easier to share documents, to create subthreads under a thread and stuff like that. So the community we have, if you aren't a member of Patreon yet, I suggest go there and be a member. We do have a free tier; you don't have to pay right away. So that is how we do it. So even before the concert was announced, we already had like people who were already expressing their intent to join a suite or at the very least like join a tour if we're going to go to South Korea or something like that. So it's easier for us when once the tour was announced, even before the tour dates were announced, but just as soon as the tour was announced, we already had a group. So we kind of know who to get in touch with. And then we just send out a question like, okay, if you're interested in getting a suite in Vegas or LA or whatever, go to this group and go to this group. So as I've said, the only difficulty that you're going to be experiencing when you're doing it that way is that, well, someone has to run point, right? Someone has to actually run point, like be the one to lead all of that. Because if you allow like 10 people to coordinate, it's just going to be chaos. There has to be 1 2 people that will run point. And that means that one person will have to use their credit card to pay, right? So you also need to make sure that you trust the people that you are talking with because that's your credit card, or that they have to be willing to pay right away in full, and that means they trust you. So that is um there you go. I plug in BTS MetLife Suites and on for 24 tickets is going for 70,000. Yeah. That's the LA is even more expensive. So suites have been purchased already. We already have suites. We're trying to get more. So if you want, just my suggestion is, so we're still forming, there are still some groups that are still trying to get some sweets. It will probably not be like the super like best premium, also not that expensive as well. But if you want to join, just go there. But yes, we have 3 suites that are just full already for Allegiant, and then we're trying to work on some other venues. So just join Patreon. I think that's the best way. Tampa is probably the least expensive, someone's saying. So yeah, so there's someone trying to get a suite in Toronto. So there's one in New York, I guess, or New Jersey. So yeah. All right. So what's the base price for each ticket? It depends. So there's depending on the suite that you're gonna get. Like for example, LA is probably gonna go like 2,500 per person if you want like the best type of suite. But you can go cheaper and pay like 1,500 or pay a grand, but that's probably a little bit higher, meaning you're probably in the 300, 200 area. Okay. So yeah, I had a contact in the ticket business. I talked to him yesterday, and tickets for VIP floor was 5,500 for Vegas. Well, I guess we made the right decision then. If it is 5,500 for Vegas, I think that the decision to get a suite is probably the right decision. Okay. I would be interested in getting a suite in Toronto if there is any space. I would suggest, Kay, are you in Patreon? Because it's really just the best way to organize everything is through. like a group chat instead of doing it this way because it's you guys don't know each other's email. If you go to Patreon, sign up there, then we'll have a way to get in touch with you. So yeah, 5,500 floor seat is what she said. Andy Big Night said that. Here, I'll post it here. I had a contact in the VIP ticket business. I talked to him yesterday, and tickets for VIP floor was 5,500 for Vegas, is what she said. I don't know how to use Patreon. It's pretty easy, way easier than Discord. It's pretty easy. It's just you'll see like all the chat rooms and whatever. You're on Patreon as a free member, you should be seeing the BTS. The BTS chat is actually free for all. I used to have way more chats there that are free, but haters were getting into it. So I must like, if you're gonna hate on us and if you're going to be toxic, might as well make you pay. So, but you should see the BTS chat. Okay. Um, I love to do a sweet B in one. I can get two or four depending on the price. Okay. I just go to pictures. It's gonna be hard to get you guys to communicate here. This chord confuses, but I'll manage anything for BTS. Yes. So Andy Big Night said yes. Yes, 5,500 VIP floors. The only thing he could guarantee was the first 20 rows sound check. Oh my god, I think we made the right decision with the 5K is insane. I don't think we will see 5,500 in TM, maybe resell for sure. And TM asked Army to not do resell. We will see. Even if they don't sell out, they're making money from the Ajumas. 5,500 VIP is likely after resell. If you're lucky to get it during resale, it will be way less. Um, but on my experience, don't get scammed, y'all. Okay. How many persons in a suite? That depends. So there are 20. So it depends on the venue and it depends on the type of suites. There are suites that are bigger, 28, 24, 20. And then there are smaller, 18, 16, 12. So different prices. Sounds like it's going to be insane. I hope I get Brussels. Okay. Um, she meant pre-sale. Okay, Hanako Grace, join a suite. For suite discussion, do I have to be a paid member on Patreon? Um, for now, you will see at least one chat room, which is the BTS chat room. So for now, yes, you do have to see. Yeah, you do have to pay at least $2. Sorry, we had to do it that way. We used to have like way more free chats, but haters kept on going in there, so I had to, yeah. Vivid Seats has floor for over 7 grand. Las Vegas. Las Vegas. Okay. All right. I'm a Patreon member, but I can't get in the chat. What? You should be. Are you platinum or diamond? Do you go to my TM account to buy my ticket or go to Stadium site which sells by TM? So if you're gonna buy regular tickets, you do need Ticketmaster, and I think there are two venues that are under SeatGeek. But yes, in general, you do need Ticketmasters, a TM account, yeah, Ticketmaster account. What are the prices for what? Can you please make what are the prices? What do you mean? What prices? Um, we will get tickets. We will all help each other. All the prices before the sales are speculative. Okay. I hope many resell tickets later since I'm a solo. I am solo. I can choose any solo seat in the venue. Suite prices will be higher than normal until after pre-sale. Gins were doubled right after. Patreon is very cheap. Don't be discouraged. Our VIP suites in Vegas last time were about 25,000. Um, VIP suite for about 25,000. Yeah. So that's definitely right around, yeah, that depends. There is a 25 grand one, yes, correct. So, okay. So in summary, um, for patrons, so trying to figure that out. Okay. I'm subscribing to Patreon. Okay. So, in summary, we usually, our community in Patreon, we usually help each other. And it's not just me. Don't ever think it's just me. And also, the idea didn't even come from me. It actually came from Bang Luna. She's here. Uh, she she was the one who first came up with the idea of getting a suite, and since then it has just been like a regular for us. Like whenever there is a BTS member who travels, who tours, then we just get a suite. So that's how we get. Are you planning for more suites? Yes, we are planning for more suites. So right after this uh live stream, I'm gonna go back to Discord and then plan the next week. We just secured the third suite for Vegas this morning, and so we're gonna try to get one in LA, which has already had a deposit, and then one more for Vegas. Okay, so as I was saying, um, that's what we always try to do. That's how we get the tickets early. We just go for a suite. Now, the advantage of having a community, as I've said, is that it is not too financially burdensome to you, because people will, because we've trusted because we've been doing it for a long time, so we know each other, we trust each other. We know that when somebody says I'll pay, they will pay, right? Okay. So um the advantage is that if you don't have the financial capacity to pay for 25,000 or whatever, someone else will, for as long as you pay them on time, you pay them right away, stuff like that. So that's easier for us. We're able to organize because we know each other, we trust each other, we've done this before. Okay, so that is why I think it is important for people to develop a community, because it's better, it's just easier. And also, it's not just the tickets that we help out, we also help out in the booking of hotels. Like, yet, so some people would book 2 rooms, and then whoever needs within the community needs another room, they just pass it on to that person, um, or Airbnb and stuff like that. So those are the advantages of having a community. So if you find the right one for you, go, go ahead, like join that community. So it is. I was stressed now seeing the price. These prices, I got depressed too. So, and then the other thing about sweets is that it may seem expensive when you first like hear about it, but then once the tickets start selling, you'll realize that, oh, it's just, it's still good. It's just almost the same amount, and then you have the convenience of having your own entrance, having limited number of people sharing the restroom with you. It's not as cramped. You can dance around. I personally don't sit down during a concert, so it's like, stuff like that. Um, that's the advantage. That's why I keep on saying, if I usually try to do one suite at least, and then the rest I'll just do regular tickets. So that's how we get our tickets, and it's not a scam. We've done this before. We go straight to the venue. We've never had a problem. The only problem we usually have is how unfriendly the app is that they need to download, because they ask you to download a separate app outside of Ticketmaster. They will still use Ticketmaster. You just need to connect it to the app, and that app, usually the app that is used by the venues, it sucks. But a small price to pay. Okay, so the suite prices seem insane, but considering what tickets will sell for once they go on sale, it's comparable in price. Correct. Plus all of the benefits. So as I've said, I usually try for one because I watch more than once. Then I try for one, and then the rest I try for regular tickets. Um, so are you still thinking of doing London? I wonder if they will add more dates, as I heard it was meant to be for in Wembley. It was meant to be for in Wembley. I do think that they are going to be adding more dates, and I have some info on that later. Okay, so let's go through some stuff. Or is there any more question you want to ask before we proceed? For suite in Las Vegas, correct? Lee, okay, MG. So MG is actually with us in the suite. I'm part of the free Patreon, but I can't see the chat. Do I have to join the paid membership? You should be seeing. So if you're a free member of Patreon, you should be seeing the BTS chat, which is the main chat actually. Um, so yes, you should be seeing the BTS chat room. Now, if you want to see other chat rooms, that's when you need to pay. But if you're just there for BTS, that should be enough. And then a lot of the BTS content is free for all. I hope for London as well. A Brown, that's very smart. Also, when using a venue app, be sure to be as secure as possible. People have had their tickets stolen through stadium apps. I'm trying for London too. Please consider me for the suite in Vegas. You're gonna have to go to Patreon and then from Patreon go to Discord. It's the only way we can be organized. Suite is not VIP for sound check. It is not VIP for sound check, correct? It does not give you sound check. How do you purchase your first ticket and then purchase your second ticket without getting kicked out? You're still, you just have to rejoin the queue. Yeah. That's why it's important for me to get first two tickets so that no matter what happens, I have tickets. So I leave and then I rejoin the queue. There are it sometimes like the sound check ticket that I got for J Hope. It took me about 3 hours of leaving and rejoining and leaving and rejoining, and just stroke of luck, sheer stroke of luck. Someone let go of one VIP ticket. I grabbed it. Are you getting another suite for Vegas? I'm on a wait list for 5. Yes. Yes, for Vegas. We're still trying to get and not anything for SoFi. Yes, we're getting right after this live stream. I'm gonna go back to Discord to try and get the SoFi and Vegas suites in place. Do you have a community living in Asia? Okay, so that's another thing. It's actually part of what I'm gonna be talking about. But yes, we do have Asians in our community, and we have a chat room dedicated for Asia tour. It's not very active right now because we don't know what's going to happen. No one has taken the initiative of trying to get maybe a suite in Singapore or something. So maybe that's the next thing. I would love to join for London. Is there a time frame you can spend in your peak? No. When you first try, you have to be fast. You just have to be fast. As I've said, I usually grab the first thing that I see. I memorize, not memorize, but kind of have an idea in my head which area it is that is acceptable to me. As soon as I see one, I grab it. Do I have to buy tickets from Ticketmaster to be in your suite? No, the suite gives you the ticket. The suite gives you the ticket. Okay. Hi, Truth Warrior. Not sure if you already answered, but can you have two tabs open in Ticketmaster for two different dates in the same browser? Yes. So Ticketmaster said only one tab for each venue. So yes, the theoretically you can have two different tabs for two different venues. I need two seats in Vegas, can pay right away. Queens, Rose, you need to go to a Patreon. It's hard to do it here. So VIP does mean with sound check. Yes, VIP is with sound check. Yes, I want to go to Busan to go to the Busan concert. So do I. Are you going to live record on the concert? No, it's not allowed. I will before I usually just like do a quick live stream just to say hi from everybody in the but no, I won't live stream the concert. That's not allowed. Hotels near MetLife stadiums are upwards of 1 grand. Not surprising. I'll figure out the patron thing later. Okay, Busan is Festa. Correct. Okay. Da 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 da. Hire Ate, do you have Baltimore group? Yes, we do. Nevada is the next state to Colorado. Yes. So, Joanna, so you're gonna, but it's in Discord. It's in Discord. You have the one thing. One of the reasons we decided to open Discord as an extension of Patreon is that in Patreon you have limited number of chat rooms that you can open, and it lacks like it's not robust. Like for example, in Discord, with under one chat channel, you can create several threads. So for example, we have Vegas thread, right? Like sorry, Vegas chat channel. We can create like okay for day 1, day 2, day 3 still under Vegas. You can't do that in Patreon. So it's just more robust. Okay. How much would it be to join a suite? That depends. there are depends on the suite, depends on where you want to join. As I've said, if you know LA for like the field level, it's upwards of probably 2300, 2500. And then in Vegas, you have anywhere between 600 to 1 grand to 1500. So it really depends. If you want both days on the same venue, can you have two tabs? No, one tab, one venue. And you get to meet other armies, correct? I would like to join Baltimore group. You're going to have to join Patreon. From there, you'll see the link to um Discord. Okay. Um, you have Baltimore group. Oh my goodness, run. How do I get into Discord? You have to go into Patreon. You'll see the link to Discord. Any rumors about how the dates will be live streamed? Okay, so let's get there. By the way, I was just looking at the layout of their stage. So this is the 360-degree stage, and it looks like their logo. I was looking at it yesterday, trying to figure out some of the locations that I want to get tickets in. I was like, that looks like their logo. I don't know if they did it on purpose, or one of the reasons, I think one of the reasons they decided to extend, if you would notice, there is an extension on the four corners. The stage is extended all the way through. And I think it's because they just really want to be able to get as close as possible to the people. Joanna, yes, you can join the Baltimore group. You're going to have to join Patreon and then join Discord. Okay, Las Vegas, you can have a tab open for each day of the same venue. You can have a tab open for each day of the same venue. No, according to Ticketmaster, one venue, one tab. They did not say one day. They said one venue, one tab. Okay. All right. So I'll go back to the questions in a bit. So this is crazy wide. It is very. So I just thought that was clever. But I think the main reason, probably because they do have like the original layout for seven for mo from for mods for map of the soul. It was shaped as seven. So, Seda said, "I'm trying to get a suite in Toronto. Have requested online directly from the venue, but there are other sites that say they also rent suites safe in here. Those are resale. So the suites are. So Seda is asking. There are other sites that are also renting suites. So most of the suites actually are owned by someone owned. They're rented by the year. Like for example, for this year, I can rent a suite in a venue. And so I pay, and that is mine to use for whatever purpose I may want for the rest of the year. So if there are games there, then I can use that suite, stuff like that. Now, sometimes for if there is a concert in that venue, the owner, the one who rented the suite, can resell those seats and they can sign up in those websites. So that's what it is for. Now, some would actually allow the reselling or the re-renting of the suite per seat, and some you'll also have to rent from them as an entire room. So suite experience, so I've never tried in any of those websites, but I just hear that there are actually some people who's able to get um, tickets from those. Okay. All right. Now going back, I thought it was super clever of them to actually do this. Wait, my dog probably wants to go down. You want to go down, baby? Okay. All right. Just say bye bye to my subscribers. Say bye bye. Bye. Say bye bye. All right. Okay, so um the only thing about those seats, those suites that are being re-rented, that's probably the prices are probably going to go up. I mean, it's probably higher than usual. Now, some people were actually able to get some like a suite, like a seat in a suite in those websites, but it usually is last minute. And I think, when a suite owner just wants to let go of one seat or two seats, then they'll just let it go cheap, but you're going to have to wait last minute for that. So that answers your question. So, okay. So this is, I was just showing some of the suites that we got. It was in the end zone, and then some were not in the end zone. Okay. So now for those that are planning on buying a ticket in South Korea, and I was I actually uh I I booked my flight and my hotel. I have a confession to make, everybody. I booked my hotel and my flights based on the leak information. Someone leaked the information, and like, you know what, I'm just gonna do it. Um and the leak turned out to be true. Okay, that's my confession. Now, if you want to get a ticket for South Korea, if you are um if you're planning on getting one, you're going to have to go to the website. It used to be Interpark, and they actually renamed it. All right, they renamed it. So they called it Null now, and this is the website. Let me see if you can see it. Okay. All right, you see it? So this is the website. You're going to have to go here. You're going to have to open an account. So they sell different things. They sell tours, attractions. They give you travel guides. Like, for example, you can those that are doing like pop-up projects or fan cafe projects for the groups, they list it here, and they have an art, like a directory of all of those things. So it's not just for the tickets. There's a lot, way more things that you can actually see in here. Now, of course, for BTS, the tickets, tickets is what they are famous for. So if you want to go there, if you want to go to the concert of BTS, try and buy a concert ticket for BTS concert. You're gonna have to verify your identity in this website. Are you seeing what I'm seeing? Okay. You're gonna have to verify your identity in this website and also verify your membership. So to do that, you have to click on the BTS um, concert page in this website. So here, I'll share it again so you see. So if you go to the website Null, and then you click on concert, okay, click there. Very clearly, the Goyang thingy is there. So it's gonna give you different stuff, um, some information, and then you're gonna have to verify your identity, and you're gonna have to verify your membership in Weverse. Now, a lot of people will find it intrusive because when you verify your membership, they actually ask you for your passport if you're a foreigner. So you're going to have to hold your passport, give them the information. And you also need to do face verification, the same face verification that you do for your iPhone. So you take a picture, a video of yourself. They ask you to turn left, turn right, whatever, do a somersault and whatever, splits. And you're going to have to do all of that. So once they verify, and then they ask you, so if you're a minor, you can't join. So once your identity verification is done, they'll ask you to verify your membership on Weverse. Okay. So you have to make sure that the email you're using here is the same as the email you're using on your Weverse. They're very strict. If you use another email, it's not going to work. So it has to be consistent. Okay. So that's what you do if you are going to try for a ticket for um Seoul. As I've said, I booked my flight, I booked my hotel, I don't know if I'm gonna get tickets. I did it nonetheless. The thing is that Seoul's Korea's internet is the fastest in the world, and US is like the 12th, I think, or the 15th. So I don't stand a chance against these people. I'm gonna try nonetheless. So let's see what's going to happen. Even if I just get one day, I'll be more than happy. Hopefully, I get day one. So one day I want to go to a concert in Japan. It's even more complicated in Japan. You need an Japanese address, like an address in Japan and a Japanese phone number. So, just in case you are interested in getting a ticket for Seoul, there you go. Those are the things that you need to do. The good news is that it's so cheap. It's way, way cheaper than the tickets that we buy here in the US or any other country. So, but of course, you do need to spend for flight and for hotels. So, this is so the schedule for the verification is you can still do verification until the 22nd of this month, and then the pre-sale for members will be on the 22nd, 8 p.m. Korea time. And then what hotel in Vegas did you book? Did you book for the whole week to see all three shows there? Yes, I booked the whole week. Just like Seoul, I believe the leak. Just booked. So pathetic. So I booked for the whole week because I'm gonna see all three, and they are probably gonna have one more day. I'll see that one too. Okay. Luxor is what I booked. Okay, so there is a BTS themed tour that adjusts the itinerary to fit the concert for both April and June. Okay. So, all right. So that's and then if there are any tickets left, there won't be. Then the general sale is going to be January 23. But there you go for South Korea. But if you are going, I'm going. So let me know. Maybe we can meet up. And then they're very, very strict. Feeling you're so brave or so stupid. Sometimes you do need a little bit of stupidity for your braveness to actually it can't be too calculating. Okay, I booked the entire week for Vegas as well. All right, Carla said. Okay, so one VIP ticket for Korea, they're so strict. You can only get one VIP ticket to for one person. You cannot buy for somebody else. And your name has to match your passport name exactly. It has to be exact. If it does not match, you are done. So you're gonna have to make sure that it actually matches. Okay. So these are the schedules as per the Weaver's announcement. Just to give you someone's forwarded this to me, but this is kind of how it looks like in SoFi for a 360 setup. This is Metallica. So of course the it looks very, very different. It's gonna look different because they are going to extend it to the four corners, but at least you have an idea how it's gonna look like for SoFi. Um, this is so strange for me. What happens if you want to go with someone else? You sit correct. You sit yes, different places. Yes. I'm trying for the 27th in Vegas for my first concert. I'm from the Marshall Islands. As far as I know, it's one ticket per person, regardless of whether it's VIP or not. My maybe so this is what happens. Maybe it's probably one concert regardless of whether it's VIP or not. Probably. Okay, so but this is how it's gonna look like for SoFi, just so you have an idea. Um, and then I wonder if they have seated floor or standing floor. I think they said in the announcement it's all seated. It's all seated. Okay, so I miscalculated my hotel stay in Vegas, booked Friday to Wednesday instead of Thursday, so can try for Wednesday night tickets. The opening concert is April 9. It is my birthday. Hey, happy birthday. Okay, if you have a child, they can sit with you. If you have a child, they cannot sit with you. Okay. Now, just to give an idea, I published a video this morning, sort of just going through the numbers of BTS concert, just for us to appreciate how big this tour is. But more importantly, I think I just want everybody, and I know that armies don't need this. We already appreciate their efforts. We already know how hard they are working and the sacrifices that they are making to make this happen for us. And I think one of the proof of that is the the route of the tour. So I said this in my video this morning. I don't know who made this, but if anybody knows who, I would be more than happy to give credit to that person. It's just that someone sent this to me and did not say who it came from, but they traced the initial schedule of the BTS tour. And look at how they're going. They're just going from one corner of the earth to another just to meet armies. They're zigzagging around the world on this one. And I thought now we know that this is Ticketmaster messing up. um but I thought like, you know, you had what over a year. I If this is a Ticketmaster deal, then they've had over a year to prepare for this and they weren't able to plot the tour well. Um so it was just it's a little frustrating because it's very hard on their body, right? Very, very hard on their body. So it's I don't think they're gonna do another tour for a while after this one because they're gonna be like beaten up on this one. There. I'm just it's a lot for them. So and I'm assuming yeah, that's a lot. So there it's I I hope we appreciate the efforts that they're making to make this happen. Regularly, they would in all the other concerts, all the other tours that they did, it would usually start South Korea and then go to the U.S. and then stay in the U.S. until it's done, and then they go Europe until it's done, and then they go Asia until it's done. Now, I do recognize that it could also be a strategic move, although I don't. I think it's a far-fetched idea, but it could be a strategic move so that in terms of marketing and in terms of promotions and the noise that they are making, it's not like concentrated in one place for a long period of time, right? So if they do North America and then just do North America the entire time, then the noise that they're going to be making will be confined to that area for what, 3 months, 4 months, while the rest of the globe is waiting for them. So that could be one reason they're doing it this way. I don't think it is, but if I like stretch my brain for any marketing and operational reason, that is what I would come up with. Okay. So, but more than that, I actually shared not that. I actually shared the numbers. Okay, here. Let me share this again. So I went through, here you go. Is this it? No. Okay, one more. BTS tour. All right. I think this is it. Okay, so I shared in the video this morning. I plotted out the capacity of each venue that we know of. And here, you seeing it? Okay, there you go. Yes, you can see. Maybe make this. Is that better? Not better. Okay. I think it's a little better. Okay. So I plotted out each venue. They have about 78, 79 stops, I think. and they've already exceeded expectations. If you would remember Billboard, it actually came from Yonde Research Center. I don't want to make a mistake. Maybe Yonde Research Center, but it was like a business research analyst in South Korea who predicted that they are going to go to 60 venues. Oh, sorry, they are going to do 60 stops, 60 dates, and they're already at 678, 79. So they've already exceeded expectations, which gives you an idea just how unpredictable BTS is and how underestimated BTS is. Even in their own country. Because right after they did that, I actually created a video. If you want to go back to that video, I created a video and I said you underestimated BTS. So the estimate of $1 billion for the entire tour, including merchandise, live viewing, um, whatever else, brand engagement, all of that, I said that's an underestimation. I said that very clearly. And I remember there were at least five other reactors on YouTube who called it BS, who called what I was saying BS, and said that I'm just fangirling and whatever. Okay. So, and apparently even their own country underestimated them. Now we're actually seeing it is an underestimation. The 60 stops is their initial, that's even way less than the initial announcement that they have. I do think they are going to go more than 100 stops. So not 100 stops, 100 dates. Okay, so and I plotted it out. Now, they haven't announced some of the venues. So for example, in Tokyo, they've only announced two. I think they're going to do at least four more in Tokyo. And they're probably going to do a dome tour, a stadium tour in Tokyo, in Japan. So that in itself is a big addition to their bottom line. Okay. Help, I'm in Discord. I don't know. Looking for Baltimore Suites. Okay. Hang on, hang in there. I'll be there in a minute. Okay, so I plotted it out. Like for example, let me make it bigger. You see that? Okay. So for example, for Goyang, so there are different ways for you when you estimate your number. You always have to do a range and you always have to expect the worst case scenario and of course the best case scenario. And then usually if you are an analyst, you usually go in the middle. Okay. You go in the middle and that's where you land. That's the estimate that you present. So for example, in any stadium, the regular number of seats would be regular sporting event because the field is being used by the sport and then you're just filling the seats around the stadium, right? So that's your maximum audience, maximum number of seats if it is a sporting event. Now it's a little bit more if it is like a an end stage concert. You can push it. So for many K-pop artists, especially, they would book a stadium and then close off like half of the venue, just so they can say that they booked a stadium. So, but then, so that's your kind of your middle. But then with the setup of BTS, because they're doing it 360, um, they are gaining. So they're maximizing the seats around and they're also placing people on the ground, right? So they're able to maximize the venue. But the one thing about BTS, and this is a huge thing, them extending that ramp, putting that ramp on four sides, actually take away from their income. Because they could easily, very, very easily fill all of those. Um, can you share the map tracking the tour stops? Yes, I will. After, do you want it now? You mean? I can upload it on. You're on Discord. I'll upload it there. So the so they actually are taking away from their income. They could easily place seats on those, right, and just make like a nice like round, nice round stage. But I think their objective is to get closer to armies and have like more interaction with them. So that's actually taking away from their income. So instead of pushing it to the maximum, To the let's hide this. Okay. So instead of pushing it to the maximum, like 55,000 and whatever, you'll probably end up like 50,000, which is the 360 audience that you have without pushing it to their limits. So you do need to kind of appreciate that because they could push it to their limits and they would probably want that, to be honest. Okay. The YouTube ads during live streams is so annoying. I'm sorry. Okay. So, all right. So that's what I did. That's how I estimated it. So, for example, for those venues with no, sorry, with the stops with no venues, I just went very, very conservative. Like, for example, for Tokyo, I said most likely 50,000. That's probably not going to happen. They're probably going to go 70 in Tokyo. But, because I like being conservative, that's where I landed. But they also have big venues like the Raymond James Stadium, which is, if you push it to their limit, it could be 78, 80,000. But I said maybe let's settle for 75. And then I just went down the list. Okay. Um, Fairly, and I'm always impressed with how many thoughts you can keep track in your head. Thank you. All right. So I just went down the list, right? And they have smaller venues. I guess they don't have a choice in certain locations, but to do that, so I just went down. But like for example, for Busan, I settled for 50,000. Probably not gonna happen. Probably it's gonna be more. And then, but they do have bigger ones. Like for example, MetLife, it could be pushed to about 95, maybe even 100. But I said let's settle for 90,000. Rogers Stadium, SoFi Stadium, 85,000. And then they have AT&T, which is 105,000 if you really push them, or 95 if because they did that ramp on the four corners. Okay, so that's probably less than like 5,000. Um, Peer character bound saying thank you. Thank you, Scruffy. Scruffy? Scruffle. Scruffy. Thank you, Scruffy. Scruffy. So all of that, if I add all of that, and remember for all the other dates, I went very conservative. If you can see, I just went like 65, an average of 65. Some of that would be bigger. So I just went like, let's just go 65. And this is where I landed. So if you go, if they sell, if I'm just in the middle, not the super conservative, but if I'm in the middle, I'm going to assume that at 360 stage, they will be selling only with the given dates that they have. They will sell 5,244,000 tickets. Okay, just for the given dates that they have, and I am being very, very conservative. If if the average ticket price is 125 with no extra dates, they're gonna be grossing 655,500 million. This is just tickets, no live view, no cinema events, no merch, no brand ambassadorship, no advertising payments from brand activations because they are building brand activations. There will be brand activations activities for armies like the Army Village. So that's the place where we can go and like look at some of their products and some of their exhibits and stuff like that. So without all of that, that's already 655,500 if the average ticket price is 125. I do not think it's going to be 125. If the average ticket price is 150, they will be pocketing 788,600,000. Remember, this is just for the given dates that they have. They have more coming. Okay. If the average ticket price is about 175, they will be pocketing 917 million 700,000. That will make the tour one of the top 5 biggest tours of all time if they hit that mark. Now, if we go to the higher end, assuming they are going to push the venues to its limits, then at 175, they're going to be pocketing 994,350,000 if the average ticket price is 175. If it's 125, then the average ticket, then they are going to pocket 710,000. So The Weeknd and Bruno Mars are also touring, as well as Ariana Grande and Lady Gaga. Is incredible. that BTS has secured so many dates already. Yeah. So there's actually someone who asked me about the weekend. So okay, so that is the like the background with the current dates that they have, the current stops and the current dates that they have. They can go more. So let's assume that they're going to have 30 more dates. If they add 30 more shows, I think they're going to add more. But let's assume they're going to add more, 30 more. This is the number of tickets that they will be landing at. So that's let me make it bigger. Sorry. This is the problem when you have like a lot of files in one. Okay. There you go. So this is what we are looking at. They will most likely end up at 7.1 million tickets sold, 7.2 million tickets sold. And at 125 average ticket price, they will be pocketing 899,000. Sorry, 899 million. If the average ticket price is 150, they're right above 1 billion. If the average ticket price is 175, they are right above 1.25 million. So that's what we're looking at. This is if they end up with about 110 dates. Okay. So that's how big this tour is. And I think this is what a lot of people, especially newer fans, don't can really wrap their heads on around because they've never seen this. When BTS, when the pandemic hit, BTS was just about to do their stadium tour, and then it was interrupted. If they add more shows, for example, add a show in Las Vegas, when would they do that? Before pre-sale? Usually after. After, once the demand is still in, they usually add one more. Yeah, like for Wembley last year, after the first day sold out in like less than an hour, they added one more date. Okay. Is this revenue or profit? Gross profit. So we've discussed this before, but roughly the best way to compute that would be about 30% goes to the artist. The best way to think about it is like, for example, you give 20% to taxes and fees, right? So that's you're left with 30. And then commissions to Ticketmaster, commissions to um Hybe or Big Hit. So let's say those two together, and I'm being very conservative. Let's just say those two together is 20%. Okay, so you're down 60%. And then you have to pay people. You have to pay for production, you have to pay for the venue, security, more taxes, insurance, all of those things. So it's safe to say about 30%. And the first, so I've first heard of that from when I was still in the Philippines. I first heard of that from Eminem of all people. He was talking about it. He said that, he came from nothing, right? And so when he was first like um had the sense to look at his like accounting, he realized that he was only pocketing about 30% of what he's earning. And so he's like, wow, that's a lot of things for a lot of people. But then he also realized that without those 70%, then he won't be able to do what he needs to do. And then the other thing is that you can't really do anything about taxes, about fees. It is what it is. If the government tells you you need to pay 20% of your income, then there's nothing you can do about it, right? And of course, you need to pay other people. So that's what when I first heard about it. And then I I think I told you one of the part-time jobs that I had when I first came here was to like arrange files for an account some accountants who deal with celebrities. And so that's how I see the numbers. I can't give you details, of course, but it's right around that. And then the first one, and then when Ticketmaster, no, sorry, Spotify, it was Spotify, said that as right now, about 33% of the gross of a song goes to the artist. So I think that's like one of the the most immediate and visible public confirmation of what I'm saying, that you usually go 30% and that what goes to them. Now, this is just do you think they will add more dates in the US? Oh yeah. Ah yeah. That's given. If the members divide that 53.5 million per member, uh that is, you're dividing it by gross. So you need to pay out the people. So okay, that's not, they're rich. And also the other thing is that we're only looking at the revenue from the concert, right? There are merch, they earn a lot from merch. They also get a cut from, I think they do get a cut from the food and beverage of the venue, and then they get the brand activations that are going to be happening. So for those that are sort of confused with the term brand activation, in concerts sometimes you see, like in any like event, sometimes there are stands or like installations. I keep on using industry terms, booths, booths. And then in those booths, you can look at like different products and you can buy from them, stuff like that. And if you are, so the brands that have booths, they actually pay the venue, they actually pay the artist. So in exchange of being able to be in that space and get exposed to their market and stuff. So we call that brand activation. On the brand side and advertising side, we call that the brand activation. Now, on the marketing side, like front facing, you can call it any way that you want. I think in the Map of the Soul tour, they were going to call it the army space. It was going to be like an installation or a space where they will hang some exhibits and activities that we can do, stuff that we can watch. And they will integrate different products, different brands that are activating there, so the brands can give away samples. Also pop-up store, yes, pop-up store. So but they actually pay, they're not there for free. They actually paid for that space. And of course, part of that is going to go to BTS, because, and that's a lot of money, because that's money that they're not really working for actively, meaning the tickets, they have to sing and dance and, do all of those things for us to pay for that, right? But for those, they're not directly doing anything on that. They're just, okay, you just pay me and you're going to be in that space. So that's brand activations for you. And then, of course, because they are doing all of this, for many artists during something like this, they actually get more brand partnerships. BTS is a little different. It seems whenever they do concerts, they want to concentrate on the concerts. They're a different animal. It's an anomaly. So usually they're just like, no, we're not going to do anything else. We just want to concentrate with on the concerts, um, on music. And but usually artists would actually accept more brand work during this time, and that gives them more earnings. What is the Discord link or name? Um, if you go to Patreon, it should be there. Should be there. Okay. Um, next. The tour is probably why the light sticks are sold out. They need to sell them at the venue too. They usually do. They usually do. Now, to give you an idea on the last concert that they had, because this is one of the misquoted and like wrong information, misinformation that have been going around. Like in California, this have been their grosses in the last several years. They've been having concerts here. The very last one was 33.31 million, and this was 4 shows for permission to dance. Now, for their permission to dance, they only did 4 in LA and then 4 in Vegas, right? Absolute pandemonium. Just on ticket sales itself combined, they have about 68 million or 69 million something. 69.2 million, something like that. For just for the tickets. Okay, just for the tickets for the 2 shows, for the 8 shows. Now, um if and they it was the biggest US Billboard box score in 18 years for LA. the 33.3 million that they have in LA. Now, if you, so this is the breakdown, SoFi Stadium. Now, and this is for Vegas, but if you include all of their earnings, so if you include cinema broadcast, and also, so cinema broadcast would be the live viewing, they grossed about 230 million for 12 shows. 230 million for 12 shows. Imagine that. So imagine what they are going to be earning when they include live shows, live viewings, and cinema events. Okay? So, okay. Because a lot of the times this is constantly left out because it's actually not a tour. They actually called Vegas a semi-residency, which automatically takes it out of a tour. And they also called SoFi a semi-residency because it's 4 concerts. So, so just a tip for everybody who's gonna try and get a suite, just go. They go fast, so go ahead and get them early. When you buy tickets, this is what I do. I try to memorize the places in the venue that would be acceptable to me if they are available. So I'm not even looking at the seats. I'm just looking at the side. If it is in my range, I buy it automatically. I usually buy two and then just go back in queue and see if I'm going to get more. Do you think there will be a new version of Army Bomb for this tour? Yes, I do think there's going to be a new version of Army Bomb. And look at how they grew from 2021, sorry, 2020. So the last, this is 20, is that- yeah, this is 2020, beginning of 2020. Like, for example, they had 15.3 million followers on Spotify. They have 24.2 million followers on Bangtan TV subscribers. Fast forward to 2026, Bangtan TV subscribers 82 million. Spotify followers 81.9 million. So that's the growth. This on top is the beginning of 2020, at the bottom is 2026. And from 2020 to 2026, this is when the pandemic happened. They enlisted, they did individual activities, but they grew this much. So for those that can't appreciate just how steady and just how big BTS has become, there you go. So all of these people, you will be competing with them for tickets. So as you can see, I'm not very good at relaxing people. I'm not very good at making you feel at ease. So Facebook, like their Instagram followers from 21.7 in 2020 to 77.8 million, and they're not active. They're not posting. Even their Twitter followers from 23.2 million to 46.9 million. They're not even posting on X anymore. They're only posting either on Instagram or on Weverse. So so there you go. I read a comment about how their streams have gone down, and my response was, "Did you take into account the solo streams?" True. So this is a Ticketmaster response. Someone was asking, "Can you open multiple tabs?" And they said you can only have one tab open for each show that you sign up in. Having more than one tab per show will cause errors. So only one tab per show. You can have two tabs for two separate shows. But right now only 30 million have memberships, so only they can do pre-sale. Yeah, because that's going to make me feel better, right? Like at 30 million, that's nothing. I can compete with that. Okay. All right. So some prediction. So I think they're gonna go for Wembley for an encore. And that is also why I let go of London for now, because I think they're going to do like an encore on Wembley, if not Wembley, somewhere else in London, but definitely a an encore in Wembley. And they might also have like an encore in a different kind of a venue, like maybe something that can hold more than 120,000, maybe even 150,000, some sort of a festival. And I think that's going to happen in 2027. Let's see. They might have like a special performance in a big show during their show, meaning whatever it is that they're doing in their show, they will be broadcasting that in their somewhere. I don't know where, but they're going to be broadcasting that somewhere. Um, okay, I don't even want to think about the 30 million. Take that back. You're good, Fairyland, as long as it's army with a good heart. I don't mind the competition. Okay. Uh, okay. No Wembley Live Nation. I think they're gonna maybe there's an effort to try and go back for an encore. I know that Live Nation actually was the one who messed up, a major f up on their end, um, and for them to look for a new venue for within a matter of days, within a matter of weeks, with less than a week actually, they had to scramble for a venue. But yeah, Um, if I was wondering if they will do online concerts too, I think they will. However, for Goyang, they specifically stated in the announcement it's going to be online concert. Sorry, not online. In venue concert only. So I don't think they're going to be broadcasting Goyang. There's not going to be a live play. I hope they change their mind, but that is what is written in their announcement. I hope maybe somewhere else. Yeah. Um. Okay. My I wonder if it was intentional. Maybe it was intentional. Weverse is now 32.5 million. Cheapest price considering the inflation, right around 130, 150. My goodwill towards Army goes out the window during ticketing. If I just have the power to disconnect all of your internet connections during ticketing, I will do it. And then I'll restore it as soon as I get my tickets. Okay. Now, once someone asked this question, should I book hotels and flights without a ticket? Now, do remember that for most of the time, hotels are actually refundable, fully refundable up until like 2 3 days before, sometimes even 24 hours before the actual booking. So I wouldn't really be worried about hotels so much, and they don't charge your credit card the full amount right away. So that I'm not so worried about. It's the flights that I would advise you to think about, because most of this airlines won't give you your money back if you don't use your flight. They will either convert it into a voucher, credits in the airline, or that they will actually deduct a certain amount for you to be able to refund. So because I actually believed in the leaks, which was very very stupid of me. I believed on the leaks. So as soon as I learned about the dates of Seoul, I booked my flight. Okay, I booked my flight to Seoul. I don't even know if I'm gonna get tickets, but I booked my flight to Seoul. I did get a fairly good price for the plane ticket, but if I don't use it, I will only be getting back 70% of it. What can I do? It was the risk that I had to take. Um, so think about it. Think about it. Think about really, really hard before you go on with it. You're gonna, yeah. So especially now, because nobody else can buy tickets for you. So think about it before you do it. Okay. Hopefully they do something in Africa, especially South Africa, because they have an F&B stadium which holds about 100,000 tickets. Well, they do have Hybe America now. I think that's one of the things that they are working at. By the way, so my source actually got two more things correct. The 360 stage, if you remember, I told you about that. And then there will be more dates in Latin America. So he got that right. I don't know if he's watching right now, but if you're watching, you're correct. Can I get a VIP tickets for someone else? No. You can. They will be able to, if you are in the US, they will be able to use that, but not the privilege, meaning they can't do sound check. Okay. Unless they, so it used to be that if you're carrying the ID of the person whose tickets are named after, you can still go in, but I think they dissolved that altogether in the last tour of Jin. I hope global. I have a global membership. Can I use the US one for living in the US? So I've answered this already. In during the J Hope and Jin concert, no, you have to have a US membership. I am not sure if they're going to change that for the current concert. So my suggestion will be, if you don't want any stress, just get a US membership if you can financially, so that you don't have to take the risk. Elton John, someone left this as a comment. Elton John's, because I mentioned Elton John's concert in BTS's video. Farewell tour and BTS's tours aren't directly comparable. Elton John was retiring and intentionally brought his shows to smaller and regional venues as a legacy choice. BTS's peak era global tours only at venues that can support massive production security and demand. Both approaches are valid, but they serve completely different purposes. I can say the same thing. You are correct, and I can say the same thing just with just about every other act. Twice's tour now serves a very, very different purpose. That's why they did the same thing. They went very small. They're actually doing arenas, and then but they did 360, and they're going to more U.S. places. So you can't compare. You can't even compare the previous Twice tour to their current tour, because those are two different purposes. In the same breath, you can compare the Music of the Spheres tour to Era's tour, because Music of the Spheres tour was really targeting a different. This is going to be their last, so they really wanted to do 360 shows. They pulled the prices down significantly because they wanted more people to be able to afford their concert. So yeah, you can say that, and you can say that just about every concert. You can't compare others, but at the end of the day, if you're talking like just numbers, then that's what you look at, just numbers. Okay, but you're right. Okay, and then the weekend. Someone said, why did I not include the weekend as one of the top tours ever? I'm waiting for the confirmation of box score. So let's see. Once they confirm that, I will include him. They said, according to Variety, they're the only magazine that printed that story, and from Variety, other publications actually quoted it. But according to them, he is the highest selling male act, highest grossing male act. So let's see if that's going to pull. I mean, I have no teeth in this game, so if he is the highest one, okay, I'm not really. And of course, there's Kendrick Lamar. Um, with 929 tickets sold already with 73 shows. So that's pretty significant. Okay. So those are the top touring acts. But as of now, you have, is this what I was supposed to? Yeah. So right now you have this four as the top four officially. There you go. You have Eras. Um, Music of the Spheres already surpassed Taylor Swift. They have about 2.2 billion now, but they also have way more shows than Taylor Swift. And then after him is Elton John, and then after him is that guy, 875 million. So let's see where BTS is going to land. I mean, somewhere in the top five, I'm guessing, or somewhere in the top 10. But as I've said in the video, I think what matters more is their efforts to be with the armies, the effort that they're putting into just to be able to spend time with armies. Okay, everyone and their mother will be applying for this raffle tickets. I spoke with Mandalay Bay and Luxor. They told me reservations are refundable 72 hours before the date. The exception is if you choose the advance purchase option, you choose this, no refund. Not sure if it's been asked. Any speculation on the additional cities other than Japan and the Middle East? Other cities? Oh, for sure. Oh, yeah. Definitely. Definitely. Can change the after selection made the pre-sale. Okay, so I booked my reservation at the Stay Bridge Suites, and they put the entire amount on my card immediately. I can cancel and get a refund minus 17.99 reservation fee within the cancellation period. If you have a US and global, they will only use your US membership number for US tickets. Correct. Everywhere in the world, if you book 2 or 3 months in advance, you can buy tickets that usually cost 1,500 to 500 or 700 depending on the airline. So I got mine for both for a round trip ticket. It's still very reasonable because as I've said, as soon as I heard about the leak, I just booked, which is very stupid of me. Okay. I think the rules in have changed for both global and US membership are eligible to any North American venues. Okay. So she said that I don't know this for sure, but she said that if you have global, it's now counted in US. Do you have suites in Stanford? We haven't made any move on Stanford, but we can arrange one. So that's what I would suggest. Go to Discord, sorry, go to Patreon and then go to Discord. That will, and the reason I'm asking people to go to this Patreon first is it's linked. So your level in Patreon will be your level in Discord. For pre-sale, does Ticketmaster send a notice via email or does Weaver send it? Both. They've already sent both have already sent out notices about the pre-sale. Ticketmaster's notice just says the same thing as what Weaver's actually said that you do have to pre-register if you want to do pre-sale. So they give you the link. They said pre-register here. If you're not a member yet, get a membership here. Okay. They changed it. Okay, so they did. I only have global and could register for American cities along with Toronto. Okay, so multiple people are saying they were able to register pre-sale for US. I don't know that, but they're saying they were able to do it. So try. Even for US VIP tickets, I was going to try to buy four. Fairlane's sources are impeccable. They have been impeccable so far. I don't think they've made a mistake. They leaked something that I did not leak because I did not think the proof that they were presenting to me was enough, and they still ended up being right. Okay. Um, Mandalay is much closer. You can walk. I have a room for Foxborough. If I cannot get tickets for New Jersey, Foxborough is my second choice. Spill the beans on leaks. I can't be irresponsible. So, okay. Do you have questions before I move on to the next one? I'm going to talk about something negative so that we can then actually end up with something positive. How's that? Um, Las Vegas, do we know for sure if there will be no live stream? On Goyang, in their notification in Goyang, they specifically said it's going to be in person only, which I interpreted to mean that they will not do a live stream. I could be wrong in my interpretation, but that is what, if you go back into Weverse, in their notification, they actually said, let's see here. Wait a minute. Okay. Here. Do you see it? No. Nope. There. Okay. So it says, maybe I should make this there. Okay, so it says right there, this concert will take place in person only. What do you think? So my interpretation, no live stream. How many screens do you have open? How many tabs? I have like 10 tabs open. um so that's how I interpreted it. This concert will take place in person only. So my guess is okay, no live stream. So that's my interpretation. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. I could be wrong. Okay. So right. That's my interpretation. No live stream. All right. So the Dolphins group kidnapping gang that posted the New Jeans music video, if you would remember, they actually lost to ADOR. They were made to pay 1 billion won. So essentially, what the court said is that you should not have posted it. You did not have authority. So that's a violation. It doesn't matter what you two were talking about, meaning Min Heejin and Dolphins group. You should have had some sort of a contract. So they were being made to pay 1 billion won to ADOR for the damages. And however, they failed to pay. They failed to pay their first, and so it accumulates interest. Even if they file an appeal, the interest will continue, and so they still have to file. So they still have to pay. So, but they were made to pay. Now there's are talks within talkies saying that it was only a partial victory because the court said that you cannot hold him liable personally, just the company. And that is true to a certain degree. The court said you cannot, he as a person is not liable, but the company is. So his expenses, his personal expenses has to be paid for by ADOR, but not the expenses of the company. So the expenses of the company has to pay to ADOR. So that's what happened. They just said that you can't hold him liable as a person. But at the end of the day, what the ADOR team was after is to make it known that you can't do that. You can't just air. Number one, you can't do verbal contract, especially not when it involves a product or a brand deal, and a huge company at that. So they won that case, but he was not held liable personally. Okay, so the other issue is that the assets of Min Heejin was seized by the government. Um, Now, this is in relation to the makeup artist, the stylist. Okay, but before I go there, so it was published that her assets were seized. So this is her second property that were seized by the court. Okay, now her agency denied that they got the notification from the court. So they said we haven't gotten any kind of documentation, any kind of notification telling us that there is a seizure. Once we get that, we are going to pursue legal responses, they said. So but they said they're denying that they've gotten it. Now a lot of people are asking, what, like, remind us where this issue came from. If you would remember, during Min Hee-jin's time, she changed a lot of the processes. One of which is that, okay, so stylists usually are freelancers in the Korean industry. Usually they are freelancers. During Bin Hee-jin's time, the stylist is a full-time employee. Now that has happened. It's not unprecedented. That has happened before. What is different is that whenever she does work, right? She does any kind of work. So usually you get a regular pay, right? Monthly or bi-monthly, whatever the setup is. So what was happening is that whenever she would do work, the company that she worked, the product that they had a partnership with. So for example, if she's doing um, magazine shoots or advertising shoots, the product will pay her instead of coursing it through a door. Okay. So um, she's getting her monthly income, and then she's getting payment from the brand itself. Now, what initially her defense is that it is an industry practice. She said that's how they do things. So like she didn't think anything of it. And also she thinks that it is right to do that because she wants the stylist to get more um, money. She wants them to have a bonus, and she would consider that a bonus. Now, of course, since Adore never saw that income coming in, Adore as a company never paid taxes on it. However, the brand that's paying, or whoever is paying the makeup artist, pays their own tax. They report that because that's an expense. So it can be tracked by their tax company, their tax agency. And that's what happened. Now, what actually made it worse was that the Talkies, the fan base of New Jeans, or the fan base of Min Heejin, I like calling it, they're actually fans of Min Heejin. They actually pushed for this. So they kept on reporting Hybe to the National Tax Service. So it pushed, like they would constantly submit reports. The objective is to make them investigate Hybe and Adore, believing that if you dig deep enough, you're going to see some kind of an error and you can pin them on it. So there were two teams in the National Tax Service Department. They referred to these people as the grim reapers of tax audits. So they conducted an intensive investigation into Hybe, and they found that. So they said that, why aren't you paying for this income when it's getting paid to you? So that's how Adore discovered, ah, that's odd, because we never saw that income. And they investigated, and they realized that Min Heejin actually allowed for the payment to go to the makeup artist directly, and they sued her. So that's how it happened. Now Hybe is filing a lawsuit against Min Heejin, saying that you did all of this is illegal practice, and now we're paying for it. And that is how they ended up suing her. Now, they applied for a seizure because they want to get their money back. They're saying, this is your fault. You're going to have to give us the money back. And that's how her assets got seized. So that's the story about the seizure. So as I've said, they're denying that they've actually done anything on that. They've actually received they are denying that they've received any kind of notification. But that's where she is right now, and we're gonna see what's going to happen. Now, I refused to talk about this the last time, but Daniel did go on live. Um, and she addressed her fans, saying that she said several things, but it was a very short live stream. It was like 9 minutes, and she essentially told her fans that she's going to be talking about things eventually, and that she said that she tried to fight for her spot in New Jeans. She wanted to really stay with the team. She said she fought for it to the very end, and that someday she's actually going to be talking about it. Okay, why does she look so different? She looks different, yeah. The one thing though is that it is less likely that brands are going to be working with her until this case is done. If you are a brand manager, unless your brand is representing the misfits, um, you know, troublesome people, you probably will revert to somebody who has a cleaner situation than her. You don't want any problems, right? You definitely want any problems. And so I think that is her biggest issue right now, because if she's free from her contract from Adore, Adore terminated her contract. She's just getting sued for violating it. But essentially, Adore is telling her, we don't care about you anymore. You're just going to have to pay us. That's what Adore is saying. Um, so in essence, she can work with anybody, but I don't think that anybody, or at least if anybody is going to be working with her, there has to be an airtight agreement that it is that they're going to be held with no legal responsibility if anything happens. That's number one. And number two, it has to be very chosen. The brands have to be really, really carefully chosen. Because you don't, if you're a regular brand, a luxury brand, you want no legal problems. That's the least of the things you want to worry about. So let's see. But I do think it's more a reputation management and a positioning move. And I do want to give her some credit for how she did it. She did not deny any of the claims. She did not accuse Adore of any specific illegal conduct. And she also did not discuss evidence, timelines, or disputed any kind of facts. So it seems that she was very well coached, legally coached. Like someone was actually there making sure that she said the right things and only said the right things. She explicitly said, I'm just going to talk about it when the time comes. So you can't fault her for it. She's free from that company. She can say she can do this. And things were very carefully worded. They call this in Korea, apparently, the procedural silence, when you're preserving your flexibility, your stance, by avoiding any kind of statement that the court can actually use against you later on. Is this a good legal move? It's pretty neutral. It's not a bad one. It's not a good one. It's not a bad one because she didn't say anything against, not not exactly against Adore. The only thing that she said close to being against Adore is when she said, I fought to stay with New Jeans to the very end. That's the only thing that she said that can be misinterpreted eventually. It can be proven false by Hybe if they have evidence. So she avoided defamation. She did not contradict Adore. And she did not disparage anybody. So it was a very calculated move. It made her look eloquent, and it made her look like she was really there for her fans. So it's she was all she talked about was intent. It wasn't really facts. So props to her for actually listening to her lawyer. I think it was the lawyer who designed what she was going to say. But props to her lawyers and props to her for actually listening to her lawyer. So I think it was more a professional strategy for her because she wants to be given the chance to work while this are all happening. I don't think, as I've said, brands are going to be um working with her. Not a lot of brands at the very least, but I think it was more a decision on her part to try and get some deals going, some work going. Because if she stays silent, she's going to look definitely guilty, and most likely no one's going to work with her even more. But now that she made her stance clear, I am free from hype. That's essentially what she's saying. I'm free from hype. I tried to stay with my group, but I'm free from hype. And someday I'm going to talk about this case, but not now. So maybe she is trying to like level it off and see if they're going to actually give her any benefit of the doubt and actually start working with her. So let's see what's going to happen. Let's see if there will be bunnies that will be supporting her. Maybe the haters of Hype will end up supporting her. But one of the things that's frustrating a lot of people is that armies are hyper focused on BTS right now. And I think armies will continue to be hyper focused until the end of this tour. I think, getting tickets, getting the streams, getting the music videos. We're also clueless that it's just sort of hyping us all up because we don't know what's happening. They're not saying BTS is not saying anything. They're not giving us any clue. They're nowhere in sight. We don't know if they're in Korea. Are they in the US? Are they in Zimbabwe? Are they in Antarctica? They don't know where they are. We don't know what they're doing. Like how many color changes of hair have they gone through? Have they, we don't know. So I think I think it is intentional. I think they're doing it because they specifically want to hype up the excitement. I think they're also rushing to do things now. They're probably rushing the album cover, all the posters, the videos that they're going to be showing in the concert, and of course the music videos that they are shooting. I think they're super, super busy as also contributing to their decision to not just show themselves with armies, but the two armies. But I think, if I just we know that they always find a way. If it is like just even posting here or there, sometimes they would do that even when they're so busy, but they're not doing that at all. This is so on them, so on BTS to ghost us. So which makes me think that it is intentional and it is fun, don't get me wrong. Unlike that one comment in my Twitter, I am definitely not demanding that they appear. They should take their time. They should do whatever it is that they want. But it's just very, very exciting. Okay, I doubt that they think she will want to come back and ADOR will close the door. Mark my words. They practice hard for the concert. Okay, Fairlane, have a question. Somebody very rude called me rat me's. Reason why they didn't want to become an army for so long. I just don't have the patience. How should I respond when that happens? I usually don't. I usually don't respond. Now, if you want to respond, tell them you're very, very happy that they are not an army. Well, we dodged a bullet on that one. If they say like, "Yeah, I'm never gonna be an army," oh, thank God, life good. Life is good. If you want to respond, but I usually don't. I just ignore them. There, then it's not gonna make them happy. You see? Then that's the reason I don't respond. No matter how you respond to them, it's going to piss them off. So might as well just not respond. My guess is that Danielle tried to negotiate group activities contact with ADOR and a separate individual activities contract with another agency. Could be that. Could be that. It must be hard for RMV and JK though. RM probably, my God, that guy's a yapper. I think they're working on the tour, or for sure. I mean, doing a 360. So I'm a once. The girls have actually talked about it, how hard it was for them. Because do remember a lot of their choreographies they've been doing since they started their career, right? Like since 2014, 2015. And then suddenly they're reorienting everything. So that's like years of muscle memory they have to undo to be able to accommodate the 360. And then top that with the fact that they still have other performances that isn't 360. So the girls, like the members of Twice, have talked about it, how hard it was for them. Like one of the hardest things they had to do was to relearn a choreography they already have mastered for 10 years. I want to implore Army here that use X to guide other armies away from engaging in fan wars and toxic behavior. I don't get how some armies are still not a BTS lockdown and being annoyed. Do you think they will have a press conference when the album drops like they have in the past? They might. It might be a different type of press conference, but they might. Yeah, especially JK. Him being quiet must mean a deliberate choice. They are making us miss them so much to make our concert experience even more memorable. I got off X. That's one way. That is one way. Get off X. I was surprised. Fairlane, can you please post how to join Patreon? Oh, how to join Patreon. So just go to 1 second. All right. Go here. And then they will ask you to register. I'm going to put it in um the chat section. So it's going to ask you to register. So just register. It's as I've said, if you don't want to pay yet, that's fine. You can still see the BTS chat and a lot of the BTS content. Fairlane, did your photo book ship yet? Mine arrived yesterday. I needed that. It shows that it is on its way, but I haven't gotten it. Totally forgot to vote on iHeartRadio because of the concert. Okay. So is anyone interested in Arlington, Texas venue? Okay, so on X we use the names aunties call us as the titles of our group chats. One less person to fight for tickets. What is everyone's budget for this comeback? I don't have a budget. Okay. All right. So I will be right after this. I'm just going to walk my dog and I'm going to go back to Discord to organize the rest of the concerts. So some people requested that I open the Toronto chat, because someone is actually what is it, Seda, trying to get a suite there. And then I will just one by one open the other legs, the other cities there. And the reason we actually wanted to create um, the reason we wanted to create Discord was to allow us to create channels specific to cities so that it's not confusing. So most of the time, people that are meeting in one area in the community, we do other activities as well. Like we have lunch. Some people would actually like travel the city that they're visiting if they're from another city or another country. And so it's just less confusing if only the people that are going to be in that city or in that city will be in that chat room. Okay. So I will be setting that up. So right now I'm going to help LA and then another one for Vegas, because they want one more suite for Vegas and then one suite for LA. And I believe Toronto is trying to get theirs. I believe there's one more is trying to get one in New Jersey, I believe. Um and then I'm going to try and see what we can do for Asia, like maybe for Singapore, but definitely also for Seoul. I'm going to try to get a ticket. So just join if you want to participate. Um, it's just less confusing than communicating in the comment section in YouTube. I'm in for joining Suite in SoFi. Okay, so go. You have to go to. You have to go to Discord. Go to first to Patreon and then go to Discord. Open for Foxborough, please. Open one. Okay, I'll open one. Thank you, Fairy C and Discord. Good night, everybody. Okay, budget is 2 to 2.5. Good night. Good night. Fairy is planning her planned rice diet for the next year. I'm giving up on food. That's what's gonna happen. I just read that people in El Paso watch Coldplay from the mountain. Oh, they might do a Weverse membership live for the album. I love RM talking lives. Hope he will be able to do an album live. Resh, do you think they will add a show in Atlanta since the 2020 Atlanta show was canceled? I think they will. I got mine booked yesterday. Fairlane, do you sell glow sticks at the concert venue? Glow sticks? No, nobody sells that. Well, I haven't seen any. They could, but I haven't seen any. Everyone just carries the army bomb. Do you think BTS will perform at the AMAs? They might broadcast from their show, from their concert. Do you think they'll do a live right before the album drops? I think they will. X isn't even a factor for me. It's another plane of existence. I don't pay attention to join Texas group to get info for those. Okay. Um, I hope a live stream. I hope okay. All right. So that's it. Thank you so much, everybody. I hope I was able to help. I'm sorry, but I think really just joining the Discord is the best way for people to communicate for the suites. If people are coming together to travel, to see each other and meet. Some people are already putting together some projects. Like, for example, so the Vegas group, people that are attending Vegas, they're already talking about like doing a project, maybe do a cafe project or something so that armies can actually come together. So let's see where that's going to go. But I think just having one community, a place for everybody to go to come would be better. Now, I know some people just wants to join Discord and not join Patreon. Let me see. The community is pretty tight, so I definitely want people in Patreon to feel comfortable. So let me see. Once we all decide to open it up, then maybe I'll open up Discord to everybody else. Um, let me see. Okay. Thank you very much, everyone. And I will see everybody else on Discord. And for the rest, I hope you join Discord, join Patreon, and then join Discord. Bye, everyone.